Okay. Good morning, all. My name is M. Ratnachal. We are going to calculate these two diagrams are explaining about the simple beam. This is the elevation of the simple beam, and this is the cross of the beam. Right? Here he mentioned that dimensions of the beam and diameters of the bars and width of the beam and height of the beam. In these diagrams, he mentioned the details of the measurements. Now we need to calculate the how much quantity of steel we required for this beam. Okay. First of all, we will check the dimensions what he is given in the beam, simple beam. So once we will check the dimensions, then after that we will start the calculation how to solve the quantity of steel in a simple beam. Okay. So here he mentioned that, so the inner distance of the beam is, he mentioned that 5 meters, and the wall thickness he mentioned that 30 centimeters on the both sides. And here the dimension of the beam is, he mentioned that 62 centimeters height and 30 centimeters for the width. And also here mentioned that, so holder bars on the top of the beam, he mentioned that 2 holder bars, it is the 10 mm dia bars, and below he mentioned that 3 bars, so the diameter is 24 mm bars. So these are the details in the simple beam. So now we need to calculate the quantities of reinforcement in a simple beam. Okay. Now we will start the solution. Right. So in this question, he did not mention end cover. So what is the meaning of end cover or clear cover? Right. So up to here we used the reinforcement of the beam. Right. So this portion is having with the cement concrete only. This portion, this end portion is known as the end cover. So we are finding the steel reinforcement. So that's why we don't want to add this additional concrete portions. That's why, so this corner portions is called the end cover. So if he is not mentioned in the question, so we need to assume the end cover sizes. So in the beams and columns, we will consider 2 centimeters end cover. Otherwise we will call it as a clear cover also. In the footing and column, in the foundation, we will consider the 4 centimeters. So here this is the beam. So that's why we will assume the end cover is 2 centimeters. Okay. Assuming 2 centimeters end cover. We can say end cover also, and also clear cover we can say. So now first of all we need to find out the length of the one bar. Okay. So here, and also he given that number of stirrups are there here, right? So number of stirrups, and also he mentioned the stirrup is 6 mm dia. Okay, 6 mm dia bars. 6 mm dia is the stirrups. Now in this diagram there are 3 types of bars. So we need to find out each bar length, and we need to calculate number of bars, and after that we will find the total quantity of the steel. Okay. Now, so now we will take the length of the, need to mention the length of the, we will find. So please see here. So first of all we need to take total length of the beam, length of the beam. Now, so we are consider the total length of the beam. Now we don't want this end cover. and also we don't want this end cover, because this end having with the total cement concrete. So only we are calculating the length of this bar, we are calculating, right? So that's why we don't want this end covered. So how many end covers are there here in this bar, at this bar? So this is the one end cover, and this is also another end cover. So we don't want that end cover. That's why we are end covers. Now, so this is called the hook, right? This is called the hook length. So this is called hook length. So we need to add this hook length to find out the total length of this bar. So how many hooks are there in this bar? So this is the one hook, and this one is the another hook. So there are two hooks are there. That's why we will add 2 into hook length, right? So 2 into hook length. So we need to substitute all the values in this equation. So now automatically we will get the total length of this bar. So what is the total length of the beam? So see, this is the he mentioned here 5 meters and he mentioned here centimeters. So we will convert into the total, and also these all are the values in the centimeters. So we will convert into the centimeters only. So 5 meters convert into the centimeters means it will comes to 500 centimeters. Okay, 500 centimeters plus 30 plus 30. So total is 560 is the total length of the beam. Okay, 560 is the total length of the beam. Now minus 2 into end covers. 2 into end covers. End cover we already assumed that 2 centimeters, right? So already we assumed 2 centimeters. Next, plus 2 into hook length. The hook length is one hook length is 9D. Okay, 9D is the hook length. So D is nothing but diameter of that bar. So hook length is nothing but 9D. So D is here diameter of the bar. This is the one hook length. So we are multiplying with 2 because here the 2 hooks are there. So 560 minus 2 into 2 4 plus 2 into 9 D. D is nothing but diameter, right? Diameter is how much he mentioned the diameter, 24 mm. So these all values are in the centimeters. So we need to convert this mm into centimeters. So 24 mm convert into the centimeters means we'll get the 2.14. 2.4 is the D value. By calculating this total, we'll get the 599.4, right, 4 centimeters. So we need to convert into the meters, equal to, so we will write 6 meters. So this 6 meter is the length of this bar, right, bottom bar. This is the length of the bar. Same as usually we need to find out the holder bar's length. So same formula we can use, same equation we will use. So same length of the beam minus 2 into end cover plus 2 into hook length. 2 into hook length. So here the length is the same for the beam, 500 centimeters plus 30, total is 560. Okay, 560. Same minus 2 into end cover. We are finding the length of this one, right? We are finding the length of this bar. So we consider the total length of the beam and we are deducting the 2 end covers, right? This is the end cover. So we don't want this end portion, right? We don't want this end portion. That's why we are deducting. That is called the end cover. So 2 into end cover right? How we wrote that end cover is what? So the end value already we assumed in the, so that 2 centimeter, 2 centimeters plus 2 into hook length. Already we know that what is the length of hook, right? The length of the hook is 9d. So here d is nothing but diameter of the bar. I think these bars length. So what is the diameter of this? This one only. That is a 10 mm dia holder bars. So in the place of d, we can substitute the 10 mm, but all values are in the centimeters. So we need to convert that mm into centimeters. So we will get the 1 centimeter. So that is 560 minus 4 plus 2 into 9 into 1 meter. So by calculating this, we'll get the 574 centimeters. So we need to convert into the meters. That is a 5.74 meters. 5.74 meters. So this is the length of the holder bar. This is the length of the holder bar. Up to now we calculated the length of the main bars and length of the holder bars. Next we need to find out the length of the stirrup, right? So this is called stirrup. These are all are the stirrups. These all are the stirrups. So this is the length of the stirrup. We need to find out this length. How we will find? So we have a one formula to find out the stirrups. So we'll see. The formula is 2 into a plus b plus 24d. Okay. So this is the formula. By using this formula, we can find the length of the stirrup. So why we mention here a plus b? So this is one side, we can observe that it is the a length and this is the b, right? A length, same, this a length is taken, 2 is the common. So 24d is the hooks. Here 2 hooks are there and bends are there, some curves are there. So by adding this total, we will get that 24d. D is nothing but diameter of the stirrup. So now here we will find the a and b value in this stirrup. How we will find means, so the total length of the beam dimensions here. See the dimension here. You mentioned that 30 centimeters, right? Centimeters. So this is the end cover. This one is the end cover. So we don't want this end cover. Just we need to length of this b value, right? From here to here we don't want this additional length. So what is the additional this length? This is the end cover. So we need to deduct these both end covers in the total width. So that is the 30 minus 2 and 2 minus 2 minus 2 will get the 26 centimeter, right? 26 centimeter, it is the B. Same as usual, A value. Say A value is 62 minus 2 will get the 58 centimeters, right? So A value, B value is 26 and A value is 58. So we need to substitute values here and we'll get the length of the stirrup, and D is nothing but diameter of the stirrup. Here diameter, how many, what is he mentioned, that 6 mm bars. So 6 mm bars we need to convert into the centimeters. Why? Because these all values are in the centimeters, that's why. So now I am substituting here 2 into A value is 58 plus B value is 26 plus 24, D is nothing but of the stirrup. So he mentioned 6 mm. So convert into the centimeters, get the 0.6 6. Okay. Now we'll get the, by calculating this, we'll get the total length of is, stop sir, आप इसे